Okay, today we have a special edition for you. President Milei delivered his much-anticipated State of the Union address. As expected, it wasn't a complete crowd pleaser, and there's plenty of stuff to unpick. Welcome to a bloke in Buenos Aires, presenting news and views in English from the capital of Argentina. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. On Friday evening, President Milei delivered his first State of the Union address in front of packed Congress. The speech lasted for around 70 minutes and was broadcast live on all TV channels, with presumably a large audience considering the deepening financial crisis in Argentina. The first half of the speech repeated most of the content of the president's inauguration speech back in December by laying out the current situation in the country and how the previous government and 100 years of socialist-leaning politics was to blame for all the country's woes. This may well be true, but this strategy of blaming the past for all the country's current problems has a limited lifespan. Next, the president spoke out about the corruption that riddles society, particularly taking aim at those freeloaders who milk tax money through dubious government jobs and social plans. He said that there would be a reduction in the use of government cars and planes to only be used on official business. And deputies in the Congress will have to reduce their numbers of personal secretaries and assistants down to a limit of 2 or 3, rather than the armies of employees that some deputies currently have, often to simply give family and friends a job. This drew applause from some parts of the Congress floor, but very long faces from others. Finally, the president laid out plans to democratise unions and social organisations in order to make the leaders more accountable. And an increase in security against crime, the biggest concern amongst the public after the economy, and security against public disorder, which is really another move against union power. To round up, and in keeping with his usual pragmatism, the president invited anyone from across the political spectrum to join him, much as Macri had done back in 2015, but also stated to those who were looking for confrontation that he would be happy to oblige. The content of the address is all well and good as a statement of intent, but the majority of items on Milei's list will still have to get through Congress and past a lot of unhappy vested interests who are lined up against him. They voted down his last bill, and there's no reason to think the same thing won't happen again. Trying to bypass the Congress by issuing another decree wouldn't be a great look and would set a terrible precedent and may even be illegal. On the upside, the content of Milei's speech laid bare a lot of institutionalized corruption, which will have put the people on his side. The corrupt vested interests are never going to support him or his plans anyway, so why should he care if they complain? One refreshing thing about Milei is that he seems like a genuine independent. In countries like the UK, the left have to kowtow to their union backers, while the right are paid for by big business and rich private investors who pull the strings to benefit their own pockets rather than the national interest. Up to now, Milei seems not to be dancing to anyone's tune but his own. However, his party's small presence in the Congress means the president will have to make deals whether he likes it or not. It remains to be seen how long Milei can maintain the freedom he so obviously enjoys. Every news report has some kind of bias, and it's often frustratingly difficult to get a balanced view. Ground News is a website and app that gathers all the world's media in one place so you can compare coverage. Ground News lets you see the story behind the story using data-driven analysis that looks at things like the political bias, reliability, and ownership of news outlets. To get a 40% discount off a subscription to Ground News, click on the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to see more similar content. And if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee in the link below. And until next time, que tengas un buen día.